Hey YouTube, it's me from Carfight Lincoln, Adam, and as you may have seen, we recently put up a video of me testing my new Pale Moon build, and it successfully defeated Daz's Kagero build, which is one of the best Kagero decks in Lincoln. So I thought I'd show you my Pale Moon idea and tell you how the deck runs and show you a couple of combos. But first of all, let's show you the deck list. I will also write it below in the comments. So our starting Vanguard is going to be Girl Across the Gap. The card, you can't actually read it because it won't bloody focus. God damn it. Basically, if I get some zoom on, it kind of doesn't focus anyway. Oh well. But basically what she does is, for a counterblast of 1, focus, oh, bloody phones. Basically for a counterblast of 1, you can, right, if I move my deck, you can put her into soul and call out another unit. Very nice card for late game, very good at getting the main Vanguard of the deck's power, which is Luquier, as is said in the title, up to her nice little 20k plus power, and she can even help with a couple of combos I have with her to get Luquier up to 40,000 power sometimes, which is very, very fun. On to the triggers. I play 4 heal triggers because they're the best damn trigger in the game by far. If you were watching the video, you'd seen that because of the heal trigger, I actually managed to win my last game against Daz. I run 2 Dynamite Juggler. I was running 4, and then I switched to 4 Popcorn Boy instead, because honestly, when he's in the soul and you use Luquier's Limit Break, putting him back in for that extra 3,000 power is really, really good. And sometimes it's better than just having a little flat 5k booster, even though in the game against Daz you saw I was running 4 of these, and I put it behind Luquier. Well, it was behind Sarah, but I'll explain why I dropped Sarah in a minute. I put him behind Sarah and was attacking for 18, but now that I've dropped Sarah, I thought I'll go back to these guys because I prefer to have him in the soul if I do soul a trigger. Hopefully I don't, over him. 4 Rainbow Magician, because I don't care what people say, regardless of him being a 4k booster, the fact that I can soul charge an extra card for my soul to use Luquier's Limit Break, God forbid if I have to, or any of my swaps, it gives me more options, even if it is just a little Poison Juggler. Because another thing I like about Poison Juggler is I can put him in soul, give Alice that extra 3k power, so she can swing at 11ks and 12ks, and also Overlord the end, if people are like proxying him at the minute, and be like, ha, I can still hit with Alice, yay. Which is cool because I'm -1 myself, but it also makes my opponent -1. And if I get a restand or get a bit of a swap going, I can restand the row, which is really, and stand Alice again, I can be like, ooh, which is ace. So yeah, Rainbow Magician, don't run a Pale Moon deck without him, guys. Lastly, 2 stands. I've been testing stand triggers of Pale Moon lately because I've started to learn to love Alice again. Like, I went off for Nationals and I played Midnight Invader over it, and although it was really cool to run Midnight Invader, the card itself, if you have to ride Alice, is bad. But Midnight Invader is a very good card, but he has his own build, which is obviously with the Tamer stuff, and I don't run any Tamer stuff in this. So stand triggers are needed to help get me the 4th extra attack up, which is the idea of swapping Pale Moon builds. So attack more than 3 times in a turn and cause your opponent to be pressured early to mid game, and then late game just whittle the hand down. On my grade 1s, I play 14 in the deck. We play 3 Midnight Bunny. Why do we play 3 Midnight Bunny? Because we play 3 Purple Trapezist, that's why. This card, on the rear guard, combined with this card, as I'll show you in the combos later, is too damn good. And because the deck requires using the soul, we run 3 Skull Juggler. I was testing Darmel Bicon over this, as you saw in the video, and I did only play 1 Skull Juggler I think at the time, but basically I've gone up to 3 now because I wasn't souling enough, and if you see in that video I barely sold anything and the deck became kind of like a Sarah deck, so I wanted to help the deck find its own identity, so I put in 3 Skull Jugglers, and I've been testing it on Trade Cards Online and beyond without Paul and the guys knowing. And the deck's honestly, this guy gives the deck consistency because it allows me just to get an extra card and soul to help with a cure, or to help with some of the cards in the deck like Peekaboo, or one of my favourite cards in the deck who I've learned to love after building this. So yeah, Skull Juggler, very awesome card. And because we're not going for raw power, souling and swapping is better than trying to aim for power in this deck. So magic numbers of 16 plus is still hit. Because I don't have room, I'm running 3 perfect guards. I want to find room for a 4th. I did consider dropping a Skull Juggler, but then I was never seeing Skull Juggler, so I put it back up to 3/3. He still works great at 3, and also if he's at 3, it minimises the risk of me soul charging him with the Skull Juggler and any of the cards that are in the deck that allow me to soul charge. So yeah, 3 seems to be a good number at the minute, and also with the 12 10k shields in the deck as well, it's not a bad thing. Honestly, when the Lark Pigeon comes out, she's being replaced with Lark Pigeon because I run this guy. Oh, yes! I don't think this is... Paul's giving me his cough. I don't think there is a single Pale Moon deck online at the minute that runs this card. And if there is, then kudos to the guys. But this guy is so fun to run with Luquier. For those of you who don't know what he does, he came out in set 7. His name is Magician of Quantum Mechanics. I'm sorry my camera can't focus on him, but I will leave a link in the video description below for him. But basically he's an act skill, and when he's on the rear guard, counterblast 1 and put him into soul. So basically if I have a Pale Moon Vanguard, I can choose a Pale Moon other than a card in Magician of Quantum Mechanics from my soul and call it the rear guard. And at the beginning of the end phase, basically put that unit into your soul. And if I put that unit into the soul this way, choose a card in Magician of Quantum Mechanics from my soul and call it to the R. Yeah. Just free setup. Like, yeah, he's a counterblast 1, and he's not as good as Purple Trapezist, but oh my god, he is so cool to run. Like, I mean, I'll show you in the combos later why he's so fun to run. Next up, we have 4 Barking Cerberus. Was running 3, went up to 4, so I kept on getting stand triggers and not being able to stand any decent rear guards because I was running too many Elephant Jugglers, basically. So yeah, he's back in at 4. 10k vanilla, should be at 4 in more stacks anyway. 3 Fire Breeze Carrie. I increased the number from 1 to 3 because the deck didn't have enough attacking pressure. I would have a column with him and be like, I attack. So they wouldn't guard that, they would actually save their guard for this. So if I run 3, it means I can get more of them on the rear guards, and if he's a Vanguard on turn 2, it's a free draw. And also if he's in soul, I've got a nice little target to call out the soul. Very nice card, very, very cool to run. Sure, he's a counterblast 2 to draw 1 card, but to be fair, I rarely use Luquier's Limit Break. I use her mainly for a 3000 power boost to pressure more cards from the hand or get a perfect guard out. And if I have to Limit Break, he's still a decent target. And at 3, I have a chance of souling at least 1. Now for one of my favourite cards in this deck as well, Peekaboo! This little git won me the game against Az. Without him, I would not have won, and for that reason, I'm running with 2 from now on. Oh, yeah, Peekaboo. Just too good with Luquier. Too damn good. Especially combined with Purple Trapezist. Next is a card I'm considering dropping altogether and replacing with Dancing Princess, but it's Elephant Juggler. I did have him at 3 before, because the idea was I'll ride him, do a lot of swapping and soul a hell of a lot of stuff before I attack, get my soul built up for the late game. Then it's like, no, but he's a rubbish rear guard. Like, he's just a 9k vanilla. I don't want 9k vanillas. So I've dropped him to 1, but he may come out altogether for Dancing Princess, so I can just put whatever I want in soul. But he's cool at 1, because every time I've ridden him I've had loads of choice in soul, which has been great. I've never had to worry about my soul being too little. Just to let you know, this has been filmed at 4:15 in the morning because I can't sleep due to messed up sleeping patterns. Yeah, but Elephant Juggler, he's a cool guy, and I'll show you some combos with him as well to get some extra soul. Because this deck's got soul. And run 1 Mirror Demon. Run him at 1, because then at least I can have some early swap pressure. Mine, bar the Midnight Bunny. And he's just cool, because he helps with the theme of the deck. But again, subject to change, same as Elephant Juggler. But every time I've played him, I've had success playing the card. So, you know, he's not too bad. Helps with the rear guard pressure. And that's it. I run 11 grade 2s, by the way. Sorry I didn't mention it. Okay, on to the grade 3s. People are going to bitch at me because I'm not running Midnight Invader, but 4 Alice. Yeah, that is an SP Alice. Thank you to Andrew Rayner, who was featured on the channel. Shout out to him. Top 8 Oracle Think Tank player. Traded me this Alice very reluctantly, so thank you very much. But it's an SP. Oh, it's so sexy. But anyway, yeah, Alice, she swaps. And also, Trapezist Infinite Loop, great card to call from Soul when I swap with a bunny to apply pressure for next attack and force extra guard out of the hand. And just in general, a very, very cool Pale Moon card, and probably one of the best Pale Moon cards still. And like I said, combined with Poison Juggler, she can be nasty. It's very situational, but still a great card to call if you haven't got any other options. And then the main card of the deck, possibly voted best artwork in Cardfight Vanguard, is Silver Thorn Dragon Tamer Luquier. For those of you that don't know what she does, I mean, I'm sure you're all familiar with Alice's ability. I'm sorry, if you complain that I haven't put the ability in, let me know for future videos, because I'm not very good at this whole deck profile thing. Anyway, Luquier. Limit Break of 4. Can blast 3. Choose a grade 3, grade 2, grade 1, and grade 0 Pale Moon from your soul and call them to a separate rearguard circles. Fantastic ability, because it goes with her other ability, which is when one of your Pale Moon on the rearguard is placed on the R from the soul, give her 3000 power. Swap plus 6k, swap plus 3k, use a limit break plus 12k. She becomes 22 on her own, plus boost 35, like 27, with Skull Juggler behind it 29. It's stupid. So yeah, fantastic card. And now we're going to go to the combos, because I've already got to 12 minutes, so... Right, let's say we've gotten the deck set up to have a Purple Trapezist in the soul. And then on my rear guard, I have a little Quantum Magician. And I'm thinking, oh, and she's my Vanguard, and I'm thinking, oh, I need to get me some extra power for my Luquier. So I'm like, okay, I will go Peekaboo, call out Peekaboo, blast whatever from the soul. Counter blast 1, put Quantum Magician in the soul, call out Purple Trapezist, soul Peekaboo, and get whatever other card I want. So, depending on the situation, like, say the game's going very perfectly, and, like, cards like this are in my soul. Like, most of the time, I have, like, either of these two in the soul anyway, because I've ridden them. Or I've got Elephant Juggler in there. And sometimes I have the occasional Alice, because I'll ride her before doing Luquier's ride. So I can just go, oh, call this here. So, yay, I've got that set up. And then, what's even more awesome is... then Luquier's now 16k, and if she's being boosted by any of the units in this deck, she's always going to break 20k. So she's always a nasty Vanguard. So it's just like swing, hit. So that's one combo. And also, for those of you who don't know, if you have a second Quantum Magician in the soul, and you use Purple Trapezist, or you use that Peekaboo, like, for example, say I don't call this, say I recall, say I use Purple Trapezist to put Peekaboo in to call out Quantum Magician, right? And I've got, say, four counter blasts because I'm on 4 damage. I've just got Luquier up to 16 on her own. And say there's another, sorry, it's not another Peekaboo. And say there's another Purple Trapezist in soul. This is one of the main combos of the deck, and it's one of the ones that you guys should learn because it's basically like the Alice loop but cooler. As then you counter blast again. You put Quantum Magician back in the soul. Call out Trapezist, put back in. Call out Mechanics, repeat, and just rinse and repeat. The whole idea of the deck is to call out for a turn to power her up and then reset the field so that the only card you have to guard is Luquier. So like Peekaboo goes back to soul, Magician goes back to soul, call this out, put whatever you want into your soul to call out someone to help guard, like a 10k, like a grade 2. It's just one of the coolest combos in the deck. Another combo you can do, which is I think everybody knows now, is Bunny on rearguard, Trapezist in your soul, and you have, say, Alice on the rearguard. Say you swing with Alice and it gets blocked. Swing with Luquier, say you hit, soul it, call out, soul Alice, restand your row, attack again, soul that, hit with Alice again if you're lucky, put that behind your next rearguard, attack, hit, call out Alice again, and just, yeah, it's just awesome. It's one of the cooler combos. I mean, if you have 2 Purple Trapezist in the soul again, you can just keep swapping with Alice until you get bored of counter blasting. another amazing combo. What else is there we can do with this deck? There's so much you can do. Like, this deck is ridiculous. Like, honestly, it is so versatile as a Pale Moon deck. I've had nothing but fun testing it. I've had nothing but fun playing it against people, and people going, "Whoa, I can't believe you just did that. That's ridiculous." And then me going, "Haha, yeah, I know, right?" Like, it's so cool. I mean, it's a deck that utilizes the cure really well. It still keeps the same Pale Moon spirit of attacking pressure, multiple attacks, and just generally looking pretty as well, because it's all colourful. It's a very cool deck. But I believe I've covered all most of the combos that you can do with the deck. I mean, there's a couple more that you can do, but I'd like you to figure them out yourselves because they are pretty awesome. Like, honestly, there's a combo in this deck. I think I pretty much showed it. The quantum mechanics one. You can get Luquier up to 50,000 power on their own, and yeah, sure, they perfect guard it, but it's just fun to do. Another fun way you can do it is if, say, you haven't ridden Elephant Juggler, and you get Purple Trapezist, and you have quantum mechanics. Like, hopefully you will, because this is how the deck's going to run. Ride your Purple Trapezist, call your Skull Juggler, Soul Charge 1, so, yeah, Soul Charge 1, Quantum Mechanics, Soul, like, this would be obviously a grade 2, say you have an Elephant Juggler, or, wait, say you've ridden that, then you've got Quantum Mechanics, call out, put Skull Juggler into Soul with Purple Trapezist, then use Trapezist again to recall a Skull Juggler, Soul Charge again, and you get 2 cards sold. So you haven't got to worry about Soul Charging either because of the Skull Juggler in the deck. So basically, yeah, that's my Pale Moon. If you guys want to know the name, it's really lame, but it's the Burning Midnight Circus, and it does some fun Pale Moon shit. It's probably my favorite build. I mean, the locals is probably not considered the best Pale Moon build, but it works for me. It suits my playstyle, and if you guys like it, please build a deck, test it, and let me know how it gets on. But as far as that's concerned, this has been a very long Pale Moon deck discussion. 20 minutes. I'm sorry, guys, if you don't want to sit this long and listen to my voice. But yeah, that's good old Adam signing off. Peace.